Perfect. All right, guys, thanks for jumping on the call tonight. This is the recording for all you guys that couldn't jump on to the live feed. So tonight we have an incredible guest speaker, a friend of mine that I've met I think I met her in Hawaii in ISA Derby, Nicole Robinson. So Nicole is based up in Brisbane. She's a 3-star Crystal executive. And she's actually, I didn't realise, but she's just won, she did win the last 2 ISA Derbies. And the last one just gone, she was the number 1 team in, I'm not sure if there'd be 100 teams, but there's a lot of teams in Australia and New Zealand. So to come number 1 is a really, really great effort. Also, she's got a background in business and business and coaching company. She's speaking with about 3,000 businesses around the Gold Coast and Brisbane. She's been into Isagenix for 2 years, and she just loves the fact that Isagenix is an awesome vehicle that can help people physically, financially, and mentally. I have seen her before and after results, and she has had incredible results on the program as well. And what I love about her is she's just so gentle, kind, and she's just a really, really cool chick to be around. So I'll mute the line and I'll let Nicole jump on and share her story with you guys. And tonight we're going to focus on a really, really cool part of the business, which is the 3-way call and how important it is. But I was speaking to Nicole and we didn't know what to bring you guys, and we thought learning the 3-way call is going to be the best thing for everyone and where they're at now. So I'm going to say hello to everyone, Nicole, and thanks again for jumping on and taking the time tonight.
Awesome. Hey, guys. Thanks so much, mate. Beautiful words. I love it. It's funny when you're sitting there and someone's introducing you, you're like, oh, really? Is that how I am? That's awesome. So thanks for having me on your call tonight, guys. I guess just to give you a bit of background before we get into it, like Adrian said, I'm 2 years in the business now. I definitely only started for the product. And I was actually really against the business from the start. Not against it. I think I was concerned about it because I'd been in another network marketing company before, understanding the model and thinking it was amazing, and it was just the wrong company, and I just got bad vibes and I was just like, I'm out. So I really just started for the products, but it wasn't long, and probably like you guys where, we've kind of hit the jackpot when you've got something that's visual, emotional, and really does do the work for us. So it kind of just naturally happened from there. So it was only like within 2 months I was into the business anyway. But the part I want to share with you guys, because it leads on to what we're going to chat about tonight, is I guess like what Adrian just said then, my background was in business development. So I had always had jobs, and my career took me on a path where I was in a sales-based role. So I was always, out talking to, company owners or team managers or whatever it might be. So I kind of grew quite quickly in this because I came in and I just ran for it. Within 3 months, I'd left all of my work and I was full-time in this business. But not saying that that's the best thing to do, guys, at all. It's actually not. It doesn't set you up for the best thing. But the reason I want to share that with you is because for that first, it was probably, at least a year, I did a lot of the things myself, and I didn't utilize the thing that we're talking about tonight, which is the 3-way call and the 3-way message. So I'll just jump straight into that, if that's okay with you guys, and I'm happy to, open it up at the end, and you guys can, ask more questions around my journey or anything specific if you'd like to. But I was excited when Adrian said, let's do 3-way calls, because for me, like, to be really transparent with you guys, it was the biggest missing in my business for at least 12 months, like at least. It is the most underutilized tool. If you are not doing it, you are nuts. And I can say that because I didn't do it, so I was nuts for 12 months at least. So who's like within their first like 6 months? Just hands up. Who's in like their first 6 months in the business? Awesome. Okay, like half of you. That's exciting. That's exciting if you are. Because, okay, I guess the first thing is understanding the purpose and the intention of the 3-way call, because sometimes we can look over it if we don't get why to use it, especially if you already have a skill base that allows you to do things yourself. So the reason for the 3-way call is it is a tool just like your cleanse page, just like isomovie.com, just like U plus 2 then plus 2 video, startyourlife.com. It is a powerful, powerful tool. And if you're not using it, you need to make it one of your focuses each week to set up or do 3-way calls or messages with yourself and your team and your prospects. The reason why, guys, is it gives you complete leverage. So I'm assuming a lot of people on the call are part-time in this business. Hands up if you're just part-time, you're building the pockets. Yeah, okay. So the thing is, this business model and tools like a 3-way call allow you to build a business in the pockets of your time. If you're not using it, you're going to take a lot longer. You're going to hinder your growth in the business because you have to build in the pockets of your time right now, but you have the tool to be able to do it. So one, it leverages you. And here's the example why. So yesterday I did a call with one of my girls. She did the 3-way call for me. So I edified her. So she was the person doing the call. And I just muted myself, as you do, because I'm going to take you through the process of how to do it. But I muted myself. So while she was on the call for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I was setting up another one. I was in conversations. Now, do that. Like, that is the tool versus doing it yourself. If I had done that myself, 20 minutes on the call, me and her, there's nothing else I can do. There's no other support structure for her. It is 20 minutes with just us. So just get the comparison of, if you've only got 1 hour a day, how many 3-ways can you set up versus how many one-on-one calls can you do and how many people are you getting through? So it just makes logical sense that we've got to use the 3-ways. The second thing is it duplicates. And guys, this is a business of duplication, which equals multiplication. That's how you build from 20 people to 100 people to 1,000 people to 2,000 people, is from duplication, which equals multiplication. So you yourself, and David Wood says this all the time, so whoever is not going to UAA, book your tickets for Brisbane, and whoever is, high five, because you guys are going to get like more in detailed training from the master. I'm just the apprentice, but it duplicates. So when you try and do it yourself, especially if you have natural ability, how is your team going to be able to do that? Versus yesterday when I had a girl do the getting started call for me, what happens is subconsciously that new person knows that when you get someone started, it's natural for them to introduce them to me. It's natural for them to go, oh, here's another person. Whereas if you're coming into the business and it's only from a one-on-one conversation, why would they then use a 3-way? So think about the duplication from it as well. The other key thing is the learning, like 3 parties are learning versus 1. So you've got the person who you mute yourself, so you listen, you learn, you work while that conversation is happening. You've got the expert who's doing the call. When I say expert, we don't mean the person who's been in it the longest and knows all the answers. Sometimes we can get confused and people think, oh, I'm not an expert yet. So what we more mean is just the third party person, to bring credibility and validation. So they get the opportunity to ask questions, to connect with a person, to direct them to the information. So they're learning the process. And then the prospect who's on the end of the line is learning the 3-way call. They're learning that that's a natural way to come into this business. So I guess it's just understanding like the purpose of it, because sometimes if you don't understand why something is so important, it's like, why the hell would you do it? Because if you can just do it yourself, you just do it yourself. Like, that's me. I'm someone that's like, I can just do it. Let me just do it. But when you understand why it's so powerful and that this business is not built on you and not about you, you will start using these tools. And trust me when I say they will shift your business. They will shift your business. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea of like why you got to use it, why you got to tap into the 3-way call or Facebook message, because it's the most powerful tool that we have. The other thing, so I guess, one thing that I know like our team has chatted about a lot is the mindset around 3-ways. And this could be anyone, like if you're new or if you've been in it for a while, is sometimes people feel awkward about it. Like they're like, how do I set that up or whatever it might be. So I'm going to take you guys through a process of how to do it. But just understand that sometimes if you are coming in and you don't have or you think you don't have the skill set of, you know, you've never done sales, or you've never been in that role where you're talking to people. And think about this, not just for you, but people who you're going to bring on. Sometimes if that's you, you think that you're not in a good position to do this business. You are in the most powerful position to do this business. And the reason why is because automatically you will use the tool. Versus someone, if you're on this call and you have the background like I had, and you can naturally do it with natural ability, you're actually in a bit of a danger zone. And just acknowledge it. You are, because you know you can do it yourself. So just catch yourself, and you need to step back, and you just need to leverage this business. So if you're someone, and you know, like I said, our team, can someone be like, oh, I can't get people on the call. It's funny how some people can do it so easily and naturally, get someone set up on a 3-way call, and some can't. What I'd suggest that you do, because Adrian, like, work with this guy, like, he will know, it'll be little things, is if you're struggling, do some screenshots of your conversations and send them to Adrian. And it could be a tweak in wording, because what I find a lot is that people are asking permission too much and waiting. So I'll give you an example. If you're going to set up a 3-way call or Facebook message as a warmer to the call, then a lot of people will go, hey, would you like me to introduce you to Adrian? You know, he's been my biggest support. He knows all the information. I can hook you up with him. Now, as human beings, our first response is like, no, just you tell me, I don't want to do it. Here's the difference, and it allows a different outcome, is you lead someone. People need to be led. So you say, hey, you know what? I have no idea. All I know is I'm feeling so amazing on it, but I'm really new to this. What I'm going to do, I will introduce you to Adrian, if that's okay. Still permission-based, but I'm not waiting for the yes or the no, because most people will always say no. So there's just a difference versus saying, hey, would you like me to set you up with a call or message with Adrian? Most people will just say no, just naturally, not that they don't want to. It's just the unknown versus, hey, I don't know, look, what I'll do, I'll introduce you to Adrian. He's been my biggest support. He knows all the information. He'll be able to send you through the right pack to get started on. I'll do that now. Boom, Facebook message. So there's just a big difference. So, you know, if you're struggling to get people on a call or on the 3-way Facebook message, maybe just screenshot some of your convos, and it could be just like a tweak in a couple of words. And maybe you're not having that posture to really lead someone. And that's the best thing that we can do, because all we're doing is we're just directing people to the best tool. Like, that's all that we're doing. And, you know, you're not benefiting someone by not doing it. And that's the mindset I have. I'm like, look, I'm just a solution provider. I've just got to lead them to the best person or the best tool. And the best way to do that is use those leading words to help. So hopefully that helps you guys, and maybe have a look at some of your messages, or just, you know, when you're on the phone, just recognize some of that. What else was I thinking? Okay. So the other thing is, like, when to do the 3-way call. So there's 2 main parts. And if you guys are up for it, like, maybe chat about this as a team. And I know our team have really worked on this in the last probably 6 months, is that create 3-ways as your team culture. It sounds really weird, but you guys would know what that means in the team page. So you want to, you know, create a culture of 3-way calls. So when people are coming into your team page, it's the normal thing to do. So when you do a 3-way call, really there's 2 phases. I would see it as the prospect stage. So, you know, when you're chatting with someone who's interested, and the 3 most powerful words are, even if you know, I don't know, then you're hooking them up with the most relevant person. So that's the prospecting stage, and then they're having the conversation for you and closing that person. The second option is this: as you start developing your skills. So, you know, Bryce, like, you know, he's 3-star, he's had so many conversations. Or, you know, Adrian, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of conversations, is you are going to start moving people through a little bit more yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, you are going to start knowing that these guys ask the same questions all the time, same process, repeat. So you'll naturally start doing it. So we have made it a non-negotiable in our team that people have to have a 3-way connection, either If they didn't do it in the prospecting stage, then it's the getting started call. So the new associate checklist. And guys, this is like the best thing ever. So that call yesterday that I did is I got the prospect started myself, but I got her on the call and then I said, hey, Bronte, I've got Sam on the line. She is one of my really great friends and one of my team members. She got really similar results to you and she is incredible at support and setting people up for their best 30 days. So I just want to make sure that you get that. She's on the other line. I'll just bring her in and introduce you guys and she's going to take you through a getting started checklist. See, that's like, it's not weird because it's a set process. So people know that they're getting set up for something. And it's, so if, you know, because I got her started myself, I had to use someone else for the new associate checklist. So that person had a third party person. So everyone that comes into your business, like, can you guys imagine that? Like in your business, knowing that that was duplicated. Every single person that came in had a third party support person, validation, credibility. Because what that now allows is in 2 weeks' time when Bronte's halfway through her program is I'm going to message Sam and say, hey, can you message Bronte? And just say, hey, babe, how are you going? Blah, blah, blah. Like she's got 2 support structures. It's not just on me. And when you're part-time, this business cannot be just on you guys. And the thing is, the beauty of it is that it shouldn't be. It'll build better if it's not. So if you're not doing it at the prospecting stage, which all you guys are fairly new, so do it. I don't know, here's Adrian. I don't know, here's Bryce. I don't know, here's Brianna. However, if you do get someone started, like they're like, here's my credit card, you know, you're not going to say, hold up, I'll just put you on the phone with so-and-so. You're going to say, okay, like, what's the CCV? But if they do get started, then just make sure in your getting started call that you bring that third party in. So there's 2 ways that you can use the 3 ways.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Sorry, I'm just like brain dumping
stuff because we're on the call tonight with Bree and her friends didn't even know that you could even do it. Actually, Bree wasn't on the phone at the time, so Bree had to jump off the phone because her phone went flat. So then I called in the other girl, so I did a setup call with 2 of them at once. So it's bringing in the 3-way, and I set 2 girls up at once, and then we brought in Bree for a 4-way call. And then Bree, and then as I said, they had never been on a 3-way call before, so that it was all new to them. So so now they're like, whoa, this is so cool. I didn't even know you could do this. So, you know, now it's not so weird when they come to Bree now and say, hey, I've lost some weight and, you know, I've got a friend at work that wants to get started. Bree can then say, hey, let's just jump on a call, one of those 3-way calls that we did the other day. Easy. And then
exactly. It's like they've seen it, they've done it, so they're going to do it.
That's not weird.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, if you guys just creating that culture of 3 ways.
Like, just brings it together, builds a community. Instantly, you've got three people. I did one the other night with Nikki, and I brought in Bree's friend who got started. So I was on the call to Nikki. Sophie messaged me on Facebook. I go, cool, you free? Got her on the phone. And then she got off the call, and I think she even said to Bree, is that right, that she just loves Nikki, and she's so excited about meeting Nikki at the next event.
Yes.
So it's just
that's like the best thing that can happen for you, Bree. Like that is ultimate leverage. I love that. Because when you agree, Adrian, it's like you are not always the best person for that person. No. Like if I've got a mom who needs to lose 20 kilos, am I really going to add the best value to her? Like, yes, I might be able to get her started, but I want to introduce her to one of our other mums. And because what then happens, guys, there's so many, there's a ripple effect of 3 ways. So say she then connects up, she's got me on Facebook and she's got that other mum on Facebook who's building. She starts seeing my branding. She starts seeing the mum's branding. She's got double dosage going on. That is a better opportunity to move someone to the sharing stage because they're part of like this community. Like they start seeing like your brand and your message and 2 people sharing and they want to be involved in that. So there's just, even beyond the initial of what you think of a 3-way call, there's just like a ripple effect of what a 3-way introduction can do for you and for that person as well. So I guess, you know, just to finish off like the how-to of a 3-way call, like just the simple process is like step 1, talk to a prospect. So obviously you guys, you know, there's the connecting stage, which a lot of you guys will be working on, and then they fall through the funnel to the prospect stage. So that's when Isagenix is getting brought up. Step 2 is find something to say I don't know to, even when you know it. Find something. So that could be someone, like, say they message you after your post and they're like, hey babe, like, what's this clans or whatever it is, or you're naturally talking to someone and they say, well, how does it work? What does your day look like? Whatever it might be. You want to just find something where you can say, I don't know. You know what? I don't really know, but what I can do is. Step 3 is set up the call or the message. So sometimes it can be easier to, it depends. If you can get them straight on the call, do it. But a lot of the time I use like Facebook message, I think is like a warm-up. Like you do the warm-up and then you transition to the call. Because the expert like Adrian can easily, he'll have the posture, he'll send a voice message and say, hey mate, really good to meet you. Like, hey, it might be easier. We'll just jump. I'll give you a call for 10 minutes. Does a time today or Wednesday suit you best? Let me know. And, you know, he can take it to the phone. But you want to set up the message with the right person. So that's the other thing is, you know, you guys, your role in this business is to be a collector of stories. So you should all know each other's stories so that when you have a mum who needs to lose weight, you're not hooking her up with Adrian. You know, you can hook her up with another mum who's lost that weight. Or when you need someone that's got energy and performance like a guy, then Adrian is your go-to. So hook them up with the right person. Step 4, edify. So when you are on the phone, you introduce the other person. You want to edify the crap out of both people. So the reason why you edify the expert is so the person has a reason to listen to them. The reason that you edify the prospect is so that they feel important, so that they feel that they're being listened to, you know, and edify like what you've spoken about and how you feel this can help them, right? Step 5, no, I think I just did step 5. No, I didn't. Step 5 is so important. Once you've edified, you mute and you shut up. Like you just close your mouth. Like there's nothing you can do. You let it go. Go back to your messages. Learn. That's all you need to do. And then step 6 is once, you know, say Adrian's on there, once he's done with the call and he's closed that person, he's helping them getting started, he'll hand it back to you guys, grab their details, let them know their box is arriving, so and set up their getting started call. Like it's just like a simple 6-step process. Really, really simple. But that, I guess that was mainly what I had kind of to share with you guys around it. But is there anything else you want me to touch on, Adrian, or?
No, that's good. That's really, really good. Yeah, I guess it's just the basis of just around the whole structure. I guess the importance of it all, and what I loved was the leverage and really going into, you know, when you're on the call and you mute out, you're just still listening, but you can still, you know, if you guys have only got an hour in your day, and I know you guys are really time poor and doing this in the pockets of your life, just plug in, have your headphones in, and you're just listening and learning, but you can get back on there and you can start organising more 3-ways or sending out more messages or doing what you need to do while you're still listening, rather than, as Nicole said, just staying on the call for yourself. Just listen in.
Yeah, 100%.
What else did I take away? Some good stuff around that. Yeah, I just like the whole thing is just finding a thing to say that you don't know. I even still use people for 3-way calls, as I did the other day with Nikki. I was just on the phone. This girl messaged Brianna on the thing, and I was just like straight onto it. Hey, let's just jump on the phone, because I had Nikki on the phone. Just bring her in straight in, connect them up. And what did I do? I just muted out and I just went back to working. They talked for about 40 minutes or something, 35 minutes. Yeah. And you're still there, but you just, you know, you can just mute out. Even I still use them, and you know, I have people. It's the best way to do it because it just brings in that third person validation. It makes them feel like they're part of a community. It's bigger than just me, and they know there's extra support there. If something does go wrong, they can, you know, that other person always says, "Hey, add me on Facebook." It just makes it bigger than one-on-one, so they can see what it really is.
100%.
Great leverage tool, guys. I was in Croatia. Like, I just got back from 8 weeks in Europe. You know, luckily enough to be funded by Australians the whole time. But I was on sale Croatia, and I just had my headphones in. I think there was people calling me in for 3-way calls. And it's just like, yep, cool, ready. I jump on, 15 minutes. I just say my bit, and then I just, you know, leave it with that. Send them back. They get started, and all of a sudden you see them popping up on the Clint support page. So you can do the 3-way call from anywhere in the world, and all you need is your phone and just collect them stories. Does anyone have any questions at all to reach out? Well, we've got Nicole, and is there anything anyone's yeah, anything about a three-way call or anything else they'd like to learn while we've still got her? This is where it gets real quiet, this part.
I'd also just add, I didn't add in there, but the other thing is the business three-way calls as well. You know, like obviously we're talking about cleansers and getting people started and leading with the product, but when you have someone who's then ready for the business, I use three-way calls heaps. I'll use Alan Hilsinger, Catch, Crystal, like whoever it is that's resonating with that person, because you're going to have that business opportunity come up as well. So that's when you want to set up a three-way call as well.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't look like we've got anything on the three-way calls or any questions. Everyone looks like they're just taking notes. So there's definitely a lot in that. While I've got you, I'm going to ask you a question because we have 2 Derby teams on the call tonight. So we want to hear some secrets.
Some secrets. I don't know if there's any secrets.
What's your hot tip? I was lucky enough. I think we took a team. We came 3rd one year and 4th another, but you've come 1st and you've taken 8 people with you on the journey. Where would you say for people that are on an IC Derby team, what would you say? What's some wise words of wisdom to pour into them, and where they should be spending their time, what it's going to look like for them over the next, I think there's 7 weeks to go?
Yeah, you're nearly halfway through. Yeah.
Halfway through.
Yeah. So I'm going to trust that you have all come into this with the mindset of knowing that if you're in Derby, then that means that you're going to get uncomfortable. You've been uncomfortable the last 7 weeks. Things are going to get taken to a new level, but by the end of it, you're going to understand your business at a more in-depth level, and you're going to get that growth spurt. And if you're not, then you got 7 weeks to make that happen, because that is the real benefit of Derby. The triple A is the carrot. Guys, know your numbers. So whoever your team captain is or whatever it might be, that's just there for paperwork. It is not one person's team. Like you just need to be responsible for your numbers. I know our team was all over it. Like they knew where they were. And what I mean by your numbers is there's 4 numbers. Know your actuals, and then know your projected. So your projected is what you are 90% certain is coming in. Now this Derby, because every Derby, you guys have probably gone over this, there's different qualifications. So you've got to know your strategy. This one's pretty simple. It's based on enrollments and getting people into IsaBody and healthy mind and body, right? So it's pretty simple. It's all front of house. It's just go, go, go. So what you want to do is your projections should really just be based on enrollments. They're not really rank advancements. You're not getting points for that. So the projection number is what you're 90% certain of in your pipeline. So you might have 5 follow-ups, but only 2 of them you're 90% certain for. That's the second number. The third number then is the gap, the percentage, because even though you think 2 are starting, only 1 is going to. And then you got to work out what the difference is. So I'll give you an example. You're sitting on 30 points right now and you need to get 80. So you got another 50 points to make up. You are certain that this, over the next couple of weeks, you've got 5 people enrolling. But because we know the percentages of what might happen in this business, only 3 of them are going to get started. So how many points do you need to be on by end of week 8? Then you work out your gap, rather than just going gung-ho, like not knowing where you're at. Like I know for me, I need to see what I've got to hit to be able to hit it. Otherwise, you're going to get to like week 10 and you're going to have 40 points to make up. And you're just going to be like, how do I even do that? Like you need to be on your game plan like now, like every week. I would say, no doubt being 7 weeks in, you guys have had some highs and some lows. So while some of your team's up and had a cracking week, you're thinking, oh shit, I suck. I'm not putting any points on the board. I'm failing at this. This is terrible. I'm out. But then the following week you get 2 enrollments, you're back in the game and the other person's down. Like that's what it's going to be. So like be responsible to help each other. Like everyone's going to go through that emotion and you need to work as a team to level that emotion and help like pull each other through. So if you guys have got a thread or a separate team page, like you got to communicate, because even the team leader, this was one thing I was certain of. I was not always the best person to help the other person. Someone else on the team was, because they'd been through that last week or the week before or last Derby, whatever it might have been. So just be aware that you're going to go the ups and the downs, and just be responsible for, you know, helping each other bring the energy, and know your numbers. Like, be responsible for your numbers every single week, because that way, like Adrian, he can look at it and break it down and go, you're on 20. We got 7 weeks to go. You need to make up 60 points. That's the breakdown of it. What do you have in your pipeline? Okay, that's going to get you another 30 points. We need to create 30 points right now. So to create 30 points could be 10 enrollments. So for 10 enrollments, you need to get 50 people into your Cleanse support page. You know, like, it's just breaking it down numbers wise, and that way you know what you got to action, rather than like running around like a headless chook.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect. I think that's what we went through today when I was chatting to you, just the non-negotiables for the day. So just making it simplicity. Non-negotiables is add 3 people to the Cleanse support page today. That's just a non-negotiable. Yeah. That's what you go to work on.
And maybe have a focus each week. Like, I know with our teams, and everyone decided on it, but sometimes there's so many actions that you can do that it can put you into overwhelm and inaction. So like, make it simple for each other and go, you know what, this week we're focusing on 3 ways. Let's, as a Derby team, hit 23-way calls, you know, and see how that changes. Or let's, as a Derby team, get 40 people into our Cleanse support page as a team. Or, you know, 5 people each, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And then that way you've just honed your focus. So when you got the half an hour, you know what to do with the half an hour.
Yeah, perfect. Love it.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think that gives a bit more clarity for sure. So hopefully you see us up there. I'm pretty sure we might not be number 1. I'm hearing that the Hill Singers are already over 100, but we are.
A
couple of the teams are on the top 30 anyway. So we'll leave it at that. I really appreciate you jumping on the call, Nicole. Sorry. Nicole is doing a piece on. Can I give that away? Yeah. She's doing a piece on time management at SKO. So for everyone's going to be coming to summer kickoff. Nicole will be up on stage doing a piece on time management. So keep an eye out for her, and if we see each other, we'll introduce you to her, and it'd be great for you all to meet.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Good
to meet you all. Hopefully meet you all in person soon.
Perfect. Thanks again, Nicole, and I'll see you soon. We'll probably just stay on the call for those Derby guys. Awesome. Thanks. Ooh, stop.